Good morning, y'all. Oh my gosh, it feels good to be on YouTube. How have y'all been? Hey, Donald. Cement Shoes, Broken Justice. Let me see what she did. Upgraded membership to the Cool Kids Club. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club. Girl, you have really been turning up on these YouTube streets, Broken Justice. Girl, girl. You gotta calm down. Because these people can be mean on here, girl. Anyways, how have y'all been doing? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You just been on my channel for a long time. It's hard for me to hear people, talk about people that I like. Anyways, how have y'all been doing? And Donald, if you have messaged me on Messenger, I had to take Messenger off my phone the other day and a bunch of other apps because I was trying to, it said update for Motorola, something other, 11 or 12 or something. And every time I tried to update it, said not enough storage space. Even though I deleted pictures, I'd already backed up and stuff, I had to delete some apps. And guess what? It still won't freaking update. So anyways, I've been busy, y'all. And my son's been sick with his IBS and cleaning out closets. Saving doves. Did y'all see my video where I saved the dove? If y'all only knew what happened after that. Okay, so it's story time. And we're going to read through the true crime news this morning. Hey, Clancy. So let me get me a drink of coffee. Hold on, guys. I think there's a freaking cat wanting in. Hold on. Sorry. I just got to walk to the door, get around this daggone bed. My fat ass. I guess not. Okay. I don't know where they're at, but I'm sure they'll be wreaking havoc through there somewhere. Them two little kittens is wild, y'all. So let me tell y'all a little story. It's story time. So over at my chicken lot, let me explain it to people that's never seen it on video. I've got two dog lots put together. So it's got two doors to enter. One of the doors, I've got a trampoline pushed up to. And the trampoline's got chicken wire around it. That way I can let my chickens go underneath there in that main rooster, shut that door, go in there and get my eggs. Plus, they like to go out there and peck around. Unfortunately, they can't do it right now because the deer tore the chicken wire in. But anyways, for years, I have been getting doves out of the chicken lot. Well, now, we have tried to bird-proof it to where they can't get in. I don't know how they get in. But the mourning doves get in, and then they can't get out. Well, we've got a feral cat problem around here, right? So when I went over the other evening. There was about 6 or 7 of them underneath the trampoline. So what I did, it was almost dark time. The chickens was already in their house. So I shut their door and opened up the door that leads to the trampoline, opened up the main door, and I got most of them to go into the lot and then fly out. Well, there was a couple that was just acting crazy as hell, like they couldn't get out. And there was one that looked like it was stuck up there. That bird really wasn't stuck. It was just, I guess, panicked out in shock. So I got it and I released it. And then I thought there was just like 2 more underneath that trampoline. Well, I got them out. Okay. I started to go down the hill and go home to cross the fence. Well, during that time, there was a cat lurking around. I forgot that part. There was a cat lurking around. So when I was trying to get them doves out, I was having to run around the chicken lot and run that cat away named Shy. Her name is Shy. She's about Cleo's age, and she looks like her, but she's got short hair. Well, anyways, so I thought all the doves was out. I start walking down the hill, and I hear a commotion. And I turn around and look, and that cat has jumped down through the holes of that trampoline and got a dove. There was a dove in there that I missed. So I run back up there, and it jumped out the trampoline with that dove in its mouth. And I chased it up the field yelling, "Drop it!" And it went out the fence and went down in the woods. It killed a freaking dove. I kid you not. It has about killed me. I didn't know there were still two in there. I don't know where they was hiding at. But that has traumatized me. And the bird wasn't even making a noise or anything. They're real fragile, sensitive creatures. Like that one in the video that I got, I thought its head was stuck in that wire, but it really wasn't. It was just panicked out and frozen and with fears what it was. Yeah. But yeah, Shy killed a dove. And those doves, it has broke my heart, mate for life. Oh my gosh, and it happened in front of the other dove. The other dove finally got out of there. But I noticed them cats have been lurking around my chicken lot when it's getting dusty outside, as we call it here. Thank you, Donald. Thank you. I know that's probably boring to y'all on YouTube, but I'm just sharing to y'all what happened. Hold on just 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hello. Hey, girl, what are you doing? Hold on, guys. I'm live streaming. Hey, call me back. It's Sapphire, guys. Call me back. Hey, that sounds good. You're welcome anytime. Judy? No, you're not on a speaker, but I think my mic is picking it up just a little bit, though. Okay. All right. Love you. Love you. Bye. No, it's Sapphire. She's wanting to come and see me. Sorry, guys. I hope that wasn't picking up her conversation. Let me see what else has happened dramatic around here. I mean, my animals could have a reality show. Oh, there's a new cat around here. Well, he's not new. He's new to coming up here. He's big and black and fluffy, and he has to be Cleo's dad just by looking at him. He's been running around with little Shy because he's going to get her pregnant. That's what's going to happen, and we're going to have more kittens down here. But anyways, his face looks like a grumpy cat. But guys, I think he's about blind. I don't think I've posted a picture of him. Hey, Sapphire. Hugs from Michigan. Anyways, he is beautiful. He looks like a fancy cat to me. So this morning when I go to let out Annabelle, there is like a bale of hay on top of her shed because Annabelle has like a carport, like a vinyl, what do you call that? Carport thing, and it zips down and stuff over her shed, to make sure she stays dry and I can store my food there and hay. But anyways, that cat was laying on top of that hay. Broken Justice. My gosh, I'm late. Oh, well, thank you. Are you late, girl? I said welcome to the Cool Kids Club. If you didn't see it, I'm sorry. So anyways, enough about that. We're going to look up some true crime if I can get it pulled up. I want to talk about Athena. Hibiscus has been following this. Brownfield. Okay, so this little girl was obviously beaten to death. I don't know if y'all been following this. Her name is Athena, just like the other little girl that the FedEx guy abducted. Hold on, let me find a better article besides Yahoo. I hate their articles. And anyways, I guess her babysitters beat her to death. The babysitter's husband, I guess, on Christmas night. Let me share this. First, let me look at the chat. Alec Baldwin is being charged with involuntary manslaughter. Oh my God, really? We've got to look that up, Signet Shoes. Let me make a note here. Last time I wanted to talk about some things, I got sidetracked. You just don't never know what's going to happen on live stream. I get my fancy notepad. Mommy Mars sent me. Okay, Alec. I just can't take. I know I've got ADHD bad this morning, but I just can't take it medicine, guys. I took one yesterday. It makes me sick. I just can't take it. Okay, so I'm all over the place. Let me go screen share. Have y'all been following this? Her sitters or her aunt and uncle? Yeah, preschool granny. I knew you'd probably been following this. Hibiscus has shared quite a few things with me. She's been following it, so I think she wanted me to talk about it. Let's discuss it. She didn't say that. A missing look at her, how cute. As a missing 4-year-old girl was beaten to death on Christmas night by a caregiver, then buried, according to court documents released Tuesday. How in the hell did that bitch stand there and let that son of a bitch beat that child? Why, I'd have picked up an iron skillet and I'd have knocked his brains out. This is bullshit. She's just as guilty as him. So Athena Brownfield has been missing since January 10th when a postie discovered her 5-year-old sister alone outside the home. The girl shared with the caregivers, Ivan Adams, and is it her name, Alyssa Adams, in Cyril, about 70 miles southwest of Oklahoma City. Authorities searching for the girl have found the remains of a child, but have not yet identified them as Athena. God love her. The remains will be transported to the medical examiner's office in Oklahoma City for positive identification. This is an active homicide investigation until the remains are positively identified. The OSBI will not be commenting further. The remains were found near Rush Springs, about 15 miles from the Oklahoma community of Cyril, where Athena was reported missing. The child was allegedly beaten to death, buried by Ivan, the court document said. Alyssa later told investigators that Ivan beat the child about midnight on Christmas night, held her up by her arms, according to the affidavit, for the arrest of Ivan. Let me look at this son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You need somebody to give you a Colombian bow tie. Straight up. Held her up by her arms. Okay, Athena was not moving. Her eyes were barely open, Alyssa said. Piece of shit. According to the affidavit. Ivan then laid her on the ground, punched her at least three or more times in the chest, and the child never moved after that. Piece of crap. The document does not reveal what preceded the alleged murder. They're pieces of crap. They're evil. That's why. He is a weak piece of crap. He feels powerless inside. And beating on a little child, something weaker than him, makes him feel powerful inside. He gets off on it. That's the way these weirdos work, in my opinion. Okay, a not guilty plea. It's like, okay, hold on a minute. Ivan left the home with Athena at about 1 a.m. on Boxing Day. And what the hell's Boxing Day? And later returned saying he buried her body on land they once owned near Rush Springs, placing a large broken branch above to mark the site. I believe he buried her beside of a fence or something, old fence. She's been charged with murder and child neglect. Alyssa's been charged with 2 counts of child neglect in the case. It says she. I guess maybe he. A not guilty plea was entered on Alyssa's behalf during the court hearing. Court documents do not list attorneys who could speak for either of the Adams. In the search for the child turned into a recovery operation, the OSBI said Monday. Ivan, 36, was arrested last week in Arizona on murder and child neglect charges and awaits extradition. Alyssa, age 31, is jailed in Oklahoma on child neglect charges after also being arrested last week. He has waived extradition to Oklahoma and remains jailed in Maricopa County, Arizona, pending extradition. Wasn't that where Jodi Arias was in jail at? Oh my gosh, guys. I watched that Lifetime movie again the other day about Jodi Arias. What a psycho. I want to get there and take care of it, Adams told a judge during a hearing Friday in Maricopa County Court. I need to get there and fight this. Fight this? You piece of crap. You beat a child to death. Freaking coward. Brandon Bryant, who said he and his wife were once neighbors of the Adams, said Tuesday he had little interaction with the couple but saw nothing unusual from them. Probably little interaction because they didn't want you to know they was abusing a child. Didn't see anything out of the normal. We talked to Alyssa a few times. Ivan never. Yeah, because he's a coward. He hid from you. He probably didn't want to talk to you. We never went into their house. Alyssa came over to our house a few times. We gave her a car seat. She couldn't buy a car seat. The OSBI has said the girls and the Adams are related. The affidavit said the children's biological mother had left them with the couple. What does it say? 11 to 2 years ago. What does it say? Oh, 1.5 to 2 years ago. And that the girls called Alyssa mom or Allie and Ivan dad or Uncle Ivan. The children's biological mother and father are cooperating with investigators, according to the OSBI. I'd say lock them all up. Why'd they leave them there for? These people's obviously unfit too. Usually, if your neighbor won't say hi to you or even speak to you or something like that, because they're a weirdo. Now, a lot of people don't like to associate with their neighbors, and you don't have to, but I mean, you can tell when someone's avoiding you and dodging you. He didn't want to be around nobody because people could see him for who he is. Red Run Media, holy crap, 32 months. Thank you, girl. Cement Shoes, remember 30 months. Hit him with the toilet tank lid. Oh, good idea, Cement Shoes. That's why I love you. Hey, Ginger Locks. How are you doing, hon? Are you doing any better? I saw you had a video the other day. You were sick. I didn't get to watch it, but I could tell you didn't feel good. She's trying to made a deal for third degree. She's now saying it was someone helping her. Jodi Arias is a special kind of crazy. Man, the actors in that movie, I thought they did a really good job. But I have to say, the woman in the movie is a lot prettier than Jodi Arias, in my opinion. I'm having surgery at 2:30. Oh, prayers, Ginger Locks. Y'all pray for Ginger Locks. She's having surgery at 2:30 today. Oh, gosh. It'll go good. It'll go good, girl. Where Grandma? Hey, it's been a minute. Sorry. Well, I've not been on, so it's my fault. Hopefully they get the DP. Yeah. Hey, Jodi Arias, I looked her up the other day, guys. She's got a boyfriend. She's not got married, but she's got a boyfriend. Now, let's say a prayers for little Athena. Guys, that's just awful that she was left in them son of a bitch's care, and they killed her. Now, I don't think that he just snapped and started beating on her. No. I mean, that's possible, but I think she was most of the time when somebody kills a child like that by beating them, they've already been beaten on them before. You know what I mean? Well, Ginger Locks, you're welcome, honey, and it'll go good. Positive vibes. Positive vibes. If you want to tell us what kind of surgery you're having, it's up to you. If not, if you don't want to, that's okay. I know how it is on here. I was just kind of curious. You know how nosy I am. With prayers, it's going to go great. It's going to go great. Now, guys, we're going to talk. Oh, my gosh, I put it on full screen. We're going to talk about Carole Baskin. I want to play y'all something. Hold on. Do y'all remember Carole Baskin from Tiger King, right? Now, she's saying that the Secret Service found her husband alive and well years ago. Huh, but funny, there's no documentation of that. But I'm going to play y'all a little something.
Screw that bitch, Carol Baskin. Vanilla killer hoe, Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Fed him to tigers, they snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen.
I better not play no more. I had this song pulled up because I was going to play it for y'all. But we're going to read about Carol Baskin here. Hold on a minute. Let's get Athena's name off here. I know I jump around from case to case. I can't help it, guys. Once I talk about something, I say what I need to say, I'm ready to move on. Okay, Carol Baskin's dead husband alive, but no one noticed. Okay, Let's do New York Post. See what's going on. Carol Baskin claims that ex Don Lewis is still alive, shot down by the sheriff. What? I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Almost as good as... Oh, hi, Detective 1, knitting artisan. Hey, did I miss enough that I should start over? Well, the beginning, I was just telling about how I saved a dove and then a cat killed one right afterwards. It wasn't funny, but it's just it's about drove me crazy over that dove. It's made me feel so bad, guys. Y'all just don't even know. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to... Hold on. Well, I guess I could read this. I was just going to pull her picture up and read it. I don't think I got to screen share this. So let's get to it. Carol Baskin startling claim that her long-assumed dead ex-husband, Don Lewis, was actually found alive is news to the Florida Sheriff's Office still actively looking for him. The Tiger King star claimed in a now viral UK TV interview that her ex is alive and well in Costa Rica. Lord have mercy. However, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, which is in charge of the hunt, still has an open missing persons case for Lewis, even after he was legally declared dead in 2002. Well, okay. If she's saying that he is alive, why did she have him declared legally dead and collect insurance money and take over his estate and only give his children like 10% of $3 million? Somebody answer me that. That would make her do an insurance fraud, right? Okay. Let's see what else this weirdo's saying. Hold on. Jack Don Lewis is still listed as missing endangered adult who on August 18th, 1997 left his family's residence and has not been seen or heard from since. Now, he was planning a trip to Costa Rica, I believe, but he didn't go. She killed him. The sheriff's office confirmed to TMZ that it had not heard any news of his apparent materializing, stressing that this case remained a priority. They know she did something to him. And my nose is stopping up. Okay. See, there's his case. So the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office still has an open missing persons case for Lewis. It says the county sheriff's office it also said it had not heard anything to the contrary from the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, despite Baskin's explosive TV claim that the department had been in touch with her ex and shared that news with the Hillsborough County office. The department was unable to immediately confirm that to the Post early Thursday. The Post has also reached out to the sheriff's office. Homeland Security did not tell her that Don Lewis is alive and well in Costa Rica. There is no record of that. Let me tell you what's happening. Carol has told so many lies over the years that she's forgetting what she's saying. and just trying to exaggerate and add more to it. Why lie like that? You know people's going to be able to research it. Let's see. I will screen share this right here because it's got Carol Baskin. She killed her husband, and I don't know if she fed him to the tigers or not. I don't really think that. If they took his body, she had help. Don's handyman is the one that helped her, in my opinion. I forget his name. But the day Don disappeared, his handyman came home, his ex-girlfriend alleged, with all kinds of guns of Don's. Yeah. Now, people think she ground him up with a meat grinder. She possibly could have, because according to Don's handyman's ex-wife, that's what he claimed, that they killed Don and ground him up. Oh, there's a freaking, I can't even remember his name. Oh, Jeff. He is a weirdo. There's Carol. I better not play that video. I might get in trouble. Look at old Carol there in her leopard print. She has ruined leopard print for me. She really has. My mom loves leopard print. She got a cute pair of leopard print boots. But Carol has ruined it for me. You know, every time I look at leopard print, I think about this bitch. Her little TikToks are dumb on her stupid bicycle. Okay, Carol Baskin confirmed to the Post this week that she believes Lewis was found alive. Mirror pics / mega something. Meanwhile, an attorney for Joe Exotic, Baskin's nemesis, who has long accused her of feeding her ex to the tigers at her big cat rescue, also trashed the claim that Lewis was alive and well. He is not alive, John Phillips stated on Facebook while sharing the Post's story of Baskin's claims. The 2021 report by Carol Baskin was further unsupported allegation. It's being republished as if it has a veracity or something. I can't pronounce it. It doesn't, said the lawyer for Exotic, who is serving a 21-year sentence for hiring a hitman to take out his rival. The story of the Tiger King is filled with lies, setup, and misdirection, he wrote of the imprisoned viral star, real name Joseph Maldonado Passage. Joe Exotic, he is a freaking weirdo. His videos on YouTube, when he used to post videos at the zoo, they were funny. He is a character. And look, he is a polygamist. He had two husbands. They had the wedding. They filmed it. It was a YouTube video. He married two young guys. They worked at the zoo with him. And one of his husbands, the Maldonado guy, actually shot himself. I believe it was like in a gift shop or something on accident, messing around with the gun. Killed himself. Sure did. You know, that's ignorant. To point a gun at yourself and pull the trigger and stuff. He thought it wasn't loaded. Allegedly. Okay. Exotic also shared the statement to his Facebook page as well as a rap song accusing Baskin of feeding Lewis to her big cats. Okay. Don Lewis was 59 when he went missing, and he would now be 84 years old. He is listed in his missing person file as being 5'10", 170 pounds when he went missing from his Tampa home. His ex has since remarried, having wed Howard Baskin in 2004. Let me tell you something. Don started Big Cat Rescue. It was named something else. He was the one that was into the big cats and things. Hold on, guys. I gotta take a puff. He was the one that was into the big cats and stuff and got her into it. She really thinks she's something. Lady, you look ridiculous with that long hair. I just read an article. No, no shade to anybody that's got long hair, but just Carol Baskin here. She would look probably 20 years younger if she cut her hair about my length, maybe just like a little bit shorter. I just read an article that'll make you look 10 years younger. And that is the new style in 2023 is a shortcut, like what they call it, just above the shoulders. Hey, fat baby Toodles. My chat's let me catch my live stream up here. Hey, Hooker. I'm glad you're in here. How's Milo, hun? Hey, Kayla. I think she fed him to the cat. She could have, Warrior Grandma. Okay, Don's handyman. Let me look him up so we can discuss this a little bit. It's been a while since I discussed this case. I can't stand Carol Baskin and her freaking bobcats. She keeps bobcats at Big Cat Rescue. Bobcats, and well, all the cats belong in the wild, but bobcats are native to Florida and woods around here, Georgia, most states around here in the East Coast. They're supposed to be running around in your backwoods, not in a cage, Carol Baskin. Okay, let me look at Don Lewis. Does anybody remember the handyman's name? Yeah, Joe's still in jail. Don Lewis. Let me put in handyman. Because there's a lot to this. Here, I found something, guys. Hold on just a minute. Former handyman was linked to Carol Baskin's husband's disappearance and had a large freezer with a padlock on their front porch that disappeared around the time Don Lewis went missing, ex-wife claims. Hold on, let me see if I can get this pulled up on my laptop so that I can share it with y'all, because I got it pulled up on my phone. I believe that he helped her because Carol fired everybody that worked for Don. Don's secretary that worked for him for years. Everybody except for the handyman. All the people that liked Don, she fired. Let me put it in. Don Lewis. Hold on. I'm trying to, guys. Right. We don't want to look at his damn picture. Kenny Farr. That's his name. Kenny Farr. Let me read this one. Okay, this is a Daily Mail. Former handyman was linked to Carol Baskin's husband's disappearance. And okay, this is the right one. Let me screen share because I want y'all to see this weirdo's picture. I have long hair, close to 54, but I have very few. Yeah, but it's not all. It don't look like Carol Baskin. She don't do nothing to it like the ends and stuff, knitting artisan. You're a beautiful woman. She just, hers just don't look good. Like the end at the bottom. Carol Baskin, she probably wouldn't look good with any kind of haircut. She's just a mean, evil person. She didn't want his kids to have a damn dime of his money. If she thought he was alive, then why in the hell did she get him declared legally dead and collect his insurance money and take over his estate? Forge a will. Let's not forget that. She forged a will. 4 different handwriting experts said that the signature was perfect. Perfect. That's a red flag. Because nobody's signature looks the same all the time. And find it. Right there he is. Kenny Farr. Look at that son again. Okay, a new witness may hold the missing link in discovering the fate of Carol Baskin's missing husband, Don Lewis. The ex-wife of Baskin's former handyman claims in a new documentary that he brought home with the padlock that also disappeared around the time that Lewis was reported missing. I hate them freaking ads. Says in her first TV interview with 48 Hours Suspicion on CBS that her former husband, I watched that, Kenny Farr, told her Lewis was gone and not to speak about him. And I do believe her. You could tell he abused her. How's this? Okay. She said she didn't come forward sooner as she was scared of happening to her and her kids. I was I was afraid for Payne tells Richards another in the interview that aired September 9th. I don't know when this article's from. I had my kids. I was afraid for them. I was more afraid for them than anything. Trish believes her ex may be linked to the disappearance, as 2 days before Lewis was reported missing, he told her, Don's gone, and I don't want you talking about him. She adds that it was around nation. How long after Dawn disappeared did the freezer disappear? He asked her. About a week after Dawn disappeared, she admits. Yet she had real emotion in this interview, guys. You could tell this son of a bitch abused her and she was scared of it because she cried and stuff. And it was real. I could see it in her eyes. Feel it. So there's like the big cats. Not her. Okay. Look at old Carol. Carol, you need to go on diet, girl. You're getting plump. Not that plump. According to the Tampa Bay Times, Trish told the cops back in 2000 that she believed her husband was involved in Lewis' disappearance. She says that on the weekend in 1997, when Lewis disappeared, Barr stayed home from work when he normally went to the animal park 7 days a week. She said he received a call and left before 1 p.m. with a man she also believed did work for Lewis and returned alone that Sunday night, a little before midnight, driving Don Lewis's van. It's also filled with guns. Barr Payne also claimed he backed up the van to the house. When he opened the door, there were pistols and rifles inside. See, I told you. He says he left the next day in Lewis's van, returned in his own flatbed truck. Baskin claims she gave for the guns long after Lewis disappeared. Why would you just give somebody guns? On one instance, she alleged he told her that if she left him, she'd end up in the grinder like I did Dawn. Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah, he threatened to put her in the grinder. On the series, Farr denied knowing anything about what happened to Lewis, and according to the Times, Tiger King director Rebecca Checklin said she was told by a former detective on the case that he had been given a lie detector test that showed he was not being deceptive. Don Lewis remains for his mysterious 1997 disappearance, although authorities have previously stated they did not believe he disappeared on his own volition. Carol didn't even report him missing. His secretary, who had worked for him for years, is the one that called the attention to he wasn't around. And wasn't his van found at an airport? An airport Dawn wouldn't have been at. I guess it was like a small airport because Dawn did not like the guy that owned that airport. They had a falling out. And anyways, his secretary is down there, talking to detectives, reporting him missing. The alarm goes off at the office, Dawn's office. And it's Carol Baskin rifling through the papers, trying to find the will and stuff. At the same time, this lady is trying to report Dawn missing. She really cared about Dawn. They was good friends. She worked for him for years. Poor old Dawn. What did she do to him? Surely she didn't feed him to the tigers. She couldn't have fed everything to him, his head and everything. Think about that. I think she took him out to the Everglades somewhere. Let the alligators eat him. Okay. Barr Payne claimed actions made by Joe Exotic on hit Netflix show Tiger King. Carol Baskin killed her husband and fed him to the tigers they kept in their rescue park. Carol has continuously denied she had any role in her husband's disappearance, and she has never been officially named as a suspect. Well, just because she ain't been officially named as in August, Don Lewis family filed a lawsuit against Carol Baskin and offered a $100,000 reward for anyone with information about what happened to him over 2 decades ago. The family is also targeting Farr, who appeared briefly in Tiger King, and a woman who's in a Bradshaw told the Tampa Bay Times in 2005 that Baskin told her to say she was there for the will signing. However, she claims she was not. Farr has been accused by Lewis' assistant, Anne McQueen, of helping Baskin to remove documents and dismantle his office just days after his disappearance. Yeah, that's the secretary's name, Anne McQueen. She is the one that reported him missing. She said she wouldn't have done this if they believed Lewis was coming back. Exactly. Rifled through all the papers and everything. Tiger King tells the real life story of a zoo owner, Joe Exotic, who spirals out of control amid a cast of eccentric characters in a true murder for hire story from the underworld of big cat breeding. I think Joe was set up for the murder for hire on Carol Baskin. I don't think he was really going to go through that. He probably did say, I'd like to kill that bitch or something. But the guy that set him up is like really shady and stuff. Like Joe mentioned, here's the truth. Joe mentioned something like, I'd like to kill that bitch or something. Then nothing was ever said about it. And then that guy called Joe back and instigated it, from my understanding. Look at this Kenny Farr. He just looks like a mean old guy, don't he? Here's Don Lewis's family. When they did that press conference, we watched it when they did it. So I'm not going to read the rest of that. We know all of it. We know Carol Baskin's a weirdo. Let me see if I can find anything else on her, though. Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. That cracks me up. It's got a good beat to it. Let me look at the chat. It's kind of catchy. Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. I'm going to have to use that tune in a TikTok with one of my floral headbands on. If you want, you can blow fuses with an absolutely insane case. Look at I don't know that one. This is on my top to-do list for today's segment. She's definitely looking into it. I'm just reading y'all's chat. At time of Sam Cooke's death, he was getting his own record company. Now, we're going to look up Alec Baldwin. See what's going on. Can't stand that old Carol Baskin, y'all. Alec Baldwin to be charged with involuntary manslaughter in Rust film shooting. Can y'all believe this? They're supposed to double check them guns, right? Don't they have like a guy that, like, what do you call that? Armory guy or something? See what's going on here. Alec Baldwin and armorer Hannah something other Reed will each be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for the 2021 fatal shooting on the New Mexico set of the film Rust, officials said Thursday. Santa Fe First Judicial District Attorney Mary Carmack Outwise or something, and Special Prosecutor Andrea Reed announced their decision Thursday morning in a written statement shared with the media. We're gonna play this.
In the case. Good morning, I'm Diane Macedo. We're coming on the air with major developments in the fatal Rust movie set shooting involving Alec Baldwin. The Santa Fe District Attorney has just announced it is charging. Munition on set is also charged with involuntary manslaughter. Took a plea deal in the case. Baldwin was rehearsing a scene with the prop gun when it went off. He's also a producer of the film. And one big question in the case is how a live round was loaded into that gun. I want to bring in ABC's News Live anchor Lindsay Davis in Santa Fe for more on this. Lindsay, what are we learning?
This is a major, really significant finding here. When you talk about Hannah Gutierrez Reed, for starters, she was just 24 years old. It was her second time serving as an armorer on a movie set. And she has said all along through her attorney that this was simply Alec Baldwin's fault, point blank, that he pulled the trigger. Of course, you know, in that now famous, infamous interview that Alec Baldwin did with George Stephanopoulos, he denied. He disputed ever pulling the trigger. The FBI has now said that based on their findings that they have concluded that the gun otherwise would not have fired. Now, in recent months, Alec Baldwin has filed cases against, or lawsuits against the crew, including Hannah Gutierrez Reed, saying that it was their fault, that a live round should never have made its way onto the set. And so he has said really that he's been a victim in all of this. Hannah Gutierrez Reed is also filing a suit against the prop company, saying that they had given live rounds in addition to the dummies. So lots of finger pointing here. But in the end, the district attorney's office saying that Hannah Gutierrez Reed and Alec Baldwin should face criminal charges. All along that they had said this could be an accident, or it could be criminal, or it could be both. And now it seems that they're coming out rendering a decision that it's both. As for his part, David Hulls, who is the associate director here, who witnesses say there's some discrepancy here, but Alec Baldwin says that he actually handed him the gun and said it's a cold gun at the time. Meaning that there were no live rounds in it. However, there are witnesses.
I feel like someone done this on purpose, guys.
Shocking news for Alec Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez Reed, Diane.
Lindsay, thank you. And I want to bring in ABC's chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, for more. Dan, you say this is the worst case scenario for Baldwin.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, the prosecutors just threw the book at Alec Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez Reed. I mean, they threw everything that they possibly could at both of them. In particular, when you talk about these involuntary manslaughter charges, typically in the state of New Mexico, the maximum punishment for involuntary manslaughter is up to 10 months. Well, they have added an enhancement on one of the charges, a firearm enhancement, which adds a potential mandatory penalty because a firearm was involved. The firearm enhancement makes the punishment mandatory 5 years. Now, this was discretionary, meaning prosecutors had to decide what they wanted to do here. And
I better not play it out, guys. I might get in trouble, but they think he's at fault. Nicolas Cage said she did a terrible job on the film he did when she was armorer. If you're pulling a trigger, just a thought, but just a maybe. It might be smart to aim the barrel. Might not be smart to aim the barrel at someone in general. Count like gun is loaded. Record sure. Exactly what I was, from a very young age, I always knew because my papa hunted and stuff. You never point a gun at someone. If you have a gun in your hand, you're supposed to hold it to the ground, the barrel to the ground, For some reason, I feel like someone did that on purpose. I don't know why, but I do. Does she have a fake Spanish accent? The armor, Hannah? Everyone that handled that gun was responsible. So what happened was, allegedly, she fixed the gun right, left it laying, went to lunch. Isn't that what they claimed at first? Then they come back and, done the scene and that happened. Could someone have put a live round in there while it was laying there? I don't know. Why was he even pointing the gun in their direction to begin with? My mom's calling me. I don't know what to think about this. I really don't know my opinion besides I think Alec Baldwin in movies is funny, but he acts like a weirdo. He aimed at the camera. Let me get to my chat. Hold on a minute. He said he didn't pull the trigger. But, they analyzed that gun and said that he had to have pulled the trigger for it to go off like that. Everyone that handled the gun has responsibility. That's what I think, too. That's what I think too. Alec, as I know of, didn't have anything against her, so he didn't put a live round. I think ever who loaded the gun is really responsible too. Still her fault. She's responsible for weapons. It's her job. Never leave a gun sitting on a set. Exactly. I agree with you, Warrior Grandma. I do too. Alec and his wife, Hillary, fakes a Spanish accent. She calls herself Hillary. Her name is Hillary. She's U.S. born. Oh my God. I can't even say her name right. I remember Alec pulled over and confronted the press. They were following him and his family. And he pulled the car over and got out and talked to him. He is like weird in real life. I mean, he is funny in movies, but he is, I don't know. He acts weird to me. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his. He's okay. I'm sure he feels horrible about what happened. He would have to. I mean, that would be very, very traumatizing. Cece, either that day or the day before, they had been a massive film crew strike and walk out. Yeah, someone could have done it on purpose. I feel like someone done it on purpose. I don't know why I see mixed shoes, but there's like something inside me just feels like it. I don't know. Maybe it was somebody that walked out. If you want to laugh, CC, you got to pull Hillary up. She has been big time called out. Oh, really? See, I don't really keep up with the stars and stuff of what's going on. Sometimes, like the reality TV stars now, I do. I like reality TV. Y'all, I just started watching this show. The first episode was Sunday. It's called MILF Manor. Did y'all watch that show? If Cheryl T was in here, I bet she watched it because I think she watches like 90 Day and stuff. Anyways, MILF Manor. These older women, probably in their 50s, 50s. They want some young stud. You know, they're a MILF. They want a young stud. So they go to this manor, do this show, and they're supposed to hook up. They're going to bring some young guys in there. But when the young guys walk out, it's their sons. Their sons like older women too. So they're going to try to find them a MILF while their mom finds her a young stud. Can you believe that? It's called MILF Manor. Comes on Sunday nights around, I think it's about 10 o'clock. It was insinuated right after it happened that there could have been deliberate sabotage. See, that's what I'm thinking too, Cement Shoes. I've always thought that from the beginning, that someone sabotaged them. Someone did it. And then you're saying that they had a strike like a day or two before. It could have been, someone that was mad. Fellow co-worker. Yeah, Warrior Grandma, it's so they removed like the screen these guys are standing behind. They're waiting there. The women's waiting there to see these young studs, and they come out from behind the screen, and it's their sons that are in their early 20s, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's my mom," and then they tell them, you're going to find love while your mom finds love. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, I could wring my son's neck. Let me tell you what he has. He has a hat that says, I love MILFs. He got on Amazon. He's had it for a while. I hate that hat, even though I washed it for him the other day and got a stain off top of it. It was white. Anyways, he ordered it on. He told my mom, he's like, I want to order a hat. She's like, okay, here's a debit card. Anyways, the hat comes and it says, I love MILFs. Well, my mom don't know what a MILF is. She don't know what that means. Anyways, they're walking around the flea market and there's a man set up there that my mom knows. And he's like, oh my gosh, do you know what that hat stands for? And he told my mom, and she was mad as hell. She hates that hat. But it says, I love MILFs. Hold up, Cece. Older women in their 50s are all right. But I'm not into younger men, and I'll prefer men to be older. Younger men are babies to me. Some other woman's son Yeah, that's the way I think. Now, these women are very pretty. There's a blonde on there. She always has to have the attention on her. She thinks she's the sexiest. I mean, she is very, very pretty woman, but she acts plumb vulgar in front of her son. How weird would that be? Trying to hook up with a guy, a younger guy, and your son's right there. And this is not all of it. The moms and the sons have to share a suite together. Bedroom, 2 separate beds, of course. Yeah, y'all got to check it out. Sunday night, TLC channel, MILF Manor. Let me see if Timothy has his hat. He must have wore it to my mom's. But it's it's a trucker's hat, y'all, and it's got a purple bill, and the top of it's white. It says I love MILFs. Oh my gosh! I said. Yeah, if you get a MILF and see what happens, I will go off. He's like, Mom, like if I'm 18 and have a 25-year-old woman, there's nothing wrong with that. I said, that 25 years old, that's not a MILF, Timothy. If you're 18, you're just a little older than you. Older women trying to act like they're in their 20s, it's freaky. Hey, the way she acted in front of her son was plumb vulgar. Plumb vulgar. She even wanted to kick her son out of the room, she acted like, so that she could have time with this one guy that she had only known for a few minutes. Yeah. So it's the beginning of the season, the first episode. I also been watching, I watched the new season, first episode of the new season of, what is it called? 1,000-Pound Sisters. The Slayton sisters, who were on YouTube at first. They live over in Kentucky. One of them faked their own death one time, and they collected money for a casket. Have you ever heard of the Slayton sisters? Let me put them. We'll look at the Slayton sisters. I never could watch them because they're gross. They burp and pass gas and stuff right on camera, and I can't stand that. Let me see if I can. I want to find their YouTube channel. Let me do Amy Slayton. Amy had a baby. She's doing good. I mean, they're doing real good since they got on this show. I think Tammy's even lost weight. Let me screen share this. Yes, they shared the suite. It's so gross. And what makes it so bad is, of course, they're related. Their sons are there. But the guys are just so yuck. So yuck. Sorry, guys. I had to clear my throat. Okay. So there's Tammy Slayton. Look how big she was. She had to be just to lose weight. I mean, she's about that person. I hope she continues to lose weight. Oh, there's Amy's second baby. So they did have a second baby. Oh, here's Amy's channel. Let's go to Amy's channel. So this is Amy. Look at that. 6 years ago. She looks like a different person. 6 years ago. Anyways, they started on YouTube and they made it big because it was just so outrageous. An older woman can dress modestly and classy and elegantly. That is attractive. Save the sexy for a man and keep it behind closed doors. Yeah, you don't got to show it all. That's what my mom used to tell me. I used to wear short shorts and stuff. She'd be like, when I was young, you don't got to show it all. And that's true. I think a person looks better when they're dressed classy, elegantly. Hey, you can look good in a t-shirt. You know, you don't got to have it all hanging out all the time. There is several people I have watched on YouTube, and all you ever see is their cleavage. Honey. And they're older, too. That don't look good. I can't imagine my mom on YouTube on camera and her cleavage showing all the time. There's nothing wrong with cleavage, but have some modesty. Who wants to see that all the time? Especially big giant boobs. I can't stand that. Good for her. I hope she keeps losing. And congratulations to Amy and her husband. Yeah, I love their show. I was watching the reruns the other day until the new episode come on. I'll tell you something else I've got into is on AMC, The Mayfair Witches. Y'all need to check that out. If you got on demand or something, go back and watch it. It's good. There's only been like 2 episodes. So I'm finally glad there's something I can get into. I like shows like that about magic and stuff. I used to watch Charmed all the time, but I've just watched the episodes so much. You know, I kind of got burnt out on that. And what was the other show with the brothers? Supernatural. I got burned out on that too. Those guys are good looking. Oh my gosh, we got 13 people watching. We need one more person. Oh, I've got to be getting off here. I'm going to try to be live in the morning. Sometimes I may be later than usual. Sometimes my free time is like later, like 2 or 3 o'clock. So I may have to start doing some streams then when I can't do it in the mornings. I will turn gay if I watch the Slayton sisters. Oh my gosh, they meant there's something else. I can't stand that burping and passing gas on camera. Foodie Beauty does that too. Chantel. She is so rude. I can't stand rude people, guys. You know, I may be a country girl and talk country, but I have good manners all the time. Table manners, everything. Hey, Cheryl T. Hey, Cheryl, did you watch MILF Manor on TLC? Y'all got to watch MILF Manor so y'all can talk about it with me. So MILF Manor, Cheryl T. These older women about in their 50s, some of them look older than that. They still look good though. Are at this manor and they want to meet some young studs, right? Okay. But the thing is, the young studs happen to be their sons. And their sons like older women. So their son's going to try to find love while their mom's trying to find love. And they got to share a suite together, a room together, separate beds. It's so weird, but it is so interesting. But it just grossed me out the way that woman was all over that young boy. If I saw some older woman all over my son, I'd go to jail. I don't care if he's 21, 22 years old. I would go to jail. That is just, I just can't. Oh, no. No, I just couldn't. Where are people's prides? Hey, people will do anything to get famous. They will. To get famous for 5 minutes. That blonde-headed woman was the sickest of them all. Now, there's one woman on there that didn't have all the makeup and contour on, and she was a little bit bigger. She wasn't fat, just a little bit bigger. I didn't see anyone really that interested in her, and she didn't seem that interested. She seemed interested a little bit, but I think it kind of grossed her out at first. Cheryl, you got to watch it just for me so that we can talk about it, okay? But that one woman, that blonde, she was wanting to kick her son out of that room, you could tell, so she could take that young boy in there that she had just met 20 or 30 minutes ago. It's a crazy show. TLC comes up with some good shows. I don't know what they're going to do about Sister Wives, Cheryl T. All of his wives is leaving him. Watch it, Cheryl T. Go back on his first episode just aired. And the second one Sunday. I believe about 9 or 10. I had a friend's son that wanted to date me. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, I just couldn't. There's no way. Because when Timothy's friends are kids to me. One of his friends was already 16 before Timothy turned 16. He's going on 17. But he's a kid to me. He is a kid to me. I just don't understand people. Like, what's her name? Mary Kate. What's her name? Letourneau something. She is one sick bitch. She was. She died of cancer. I hate she died of cancer because of her kids that she had. I know that hurt them. But the facts are, she was a freaking predator. She had her eye on him when he was in second grade and her student. She used to brag on his art and say, oh my gosh, he, so mature for his age and stuff. And he really wasn't. His art was no different from the other kids. That was just in her head. Then when he got in fifth or sixth grade, yeah, she started a sexual relationship with him. She is a pedophile. If anybody wants to read a book about her, I got one, but it'll piss you off. It pissed me off when I was reading it because the women in the community had all kinds of sympathy for her. It was the men in the community that was outraged because they was like, if this had been a male teacher that got a female student pregnant, everybody, they would have been even more outraged. Everybody would have been outraged, ready to hang him. But because Mary Kate, acted so meek and innocent, she got a lot of sympathy from the women in the community. And you can tell by reading the book that the author was sympathetic to her. Yeah, but I've got the book. If anybody wants it, I'll mail it to you. Mary Kay is abusive. She infuriated me. That's the way I feel about it. And I hate to say this, but I bet he feels like he is free after she passed away. I mean, she stole his childhood, the rest of his childhood, teenage years, adulthood, all he has ever known since he's been, about 11, 12 years old, is her. How old was he exactly? Wasn't he about 12? Crazy, she died a few years ago from cancer. Yeah, and he was right, Fat Baby Toodles. He was right by her side holding her hand. And I hate to say this, but I bet after she passed away, he didn't know what to do with himself. Because I had that feeling when I left my first husband and I knew it was done and I was never going back. I had this feeling like a weight had been lifted off of me. It was like a light feeling, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to act. I had been controlled so much. It's just a weird feeling. He was 12 years old. What a sick bitch. She groomed him and everything. She had kids when this happened. She had, 2 other kids, I believe? Maybe even 3. She had sex with that little boy in her house, and her son saw it. I believe her son or her daughter won. I can't remember what was in the book. But one of them caught her in the shower with Billy. I think they call him Billy, too. Imagine what that done to them. And I don't think they had anything to do with her after that. I think the father took them and left, maybe went to Alaska or somewhere. Yeah, he had to have felt somewhat lost. Yeah, I guarantee he did. Now, they got beautiful daughters. Their daughters are beautiful. And I reckon good kids. That's why, I hated that she died because I know that they left her. I know that they did. But the facts are, she is a freaking predator. Predator. Her little brother died in the swimming pool. She was in the swimming pool. She's about 15 years old. Supposed to have been watching him. He drowned. Her back was turned. Yeah. She told everybody, it didn't bother her later on in life or anything like that. She probably let him drown. I always thought that when I read it. And her dad, they was like, her mom was like, big Christian. I think maybe Catholic. But anyways, her dad went and had an affair with another woman and got her pregnant. And that woman was crazy. She abused the baby boy. She put like a string or a rubber band around his little private part till it about fell off. Yeah. Then I think he found out and removed it, took him to the doctor, something like that. I can't remember, but it's at the beginning of the book. It goes from her childhood on. It's a pretty good book, but he was sympathetic to her. And she just deserted her other children. She was a puppy. Yeah, she just threw them to the side. you know, because she felt like, in the book it says, she even said it, she felt like they were Romeo and Juliet, y'all. She absolutely thought she did nothing wrong, that they have this pure, beautiful love that people just don't understand. It was pure love. She has no regrets about it. None. She had no regrets. None at all. Well, guys, I better get off here because I'm going to give Sapphire a ring. Because she called me at the beginning of the stream. She didn't know I was live. So I'm going to give her a call and go check on the kittens. She was scoping that boy out when he was 7, called him a remarkable boy. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, cement shoes. And she was talking about his art and things like that. See, the babysitter recalled her bragging about Billy when he was in the 2nd grade. Sure did. I feel bad for her kids that she deserted. Just imagine how they felt and how they still feel. Oh, wowzers, gross. I never knew she knew him. Yes, she did. She knew him at 7. She was his 2nd grade teacher. She absolutely did. Yeah, if anybody's ever interested in the book, I'll mail it to you. Because after I read a book, I'm not going to read it again. I may. I don't know. I want to get a book on Blanche Taylor Moore, Black Widow Killer from, I believe, Alamance County, North Carolina. She's the oldest woman on death row. She's still alive, but she poisoned 2 men with arsenic. Thanks, CC. Good chat. Have a good day. Oh, yes, I love chatting with y'all. We have great chats. No drama. Everybody gets along. It's awesome. I love it this way. I love all y'all. I really do. Well, guys, I will see y'all later. Probably see y'all in the morning. But I'm going to try to go ahead and set up my stream. That way, you know, I make time for it. I'm like, I'll get everything done beforehand and make time for it. But anyways, I love you guys. Be safe. Be kind. Peace. See y'all soon.